Can you hear me? Last one on the holiday in Malaysia. I don't know about China. 会赛节快乐 Happy Vesak Day. Yesterday was yesterday, and today is a yeah. And also today is a Happy Teachers Day. All right, Teachers Day worldwide, everywhere in the world. Okay, so let's have our class start. Are you ready for class? Okay, thank you. Thank you for the wish. Okay, today we are going to enter into navigation. Navigation. Just a bit of recap. This is my map. I think I forgot to share with you. I'll share with you after class. So we have so far completed quite a lot of the. This one I think I put already. Okay, so far we have done quite a lot, right? We have learned about the layout, right? Design in first few weeks, right? Remember we do view, and then we do layout, right? Views are the components that you deal with on the screen, right? Some screen like text view, edit text, image view, button, and so on, right? So we've done it in first few weeks. And then later on, we also talk about activity. So we also specifically mention about activity life cycle. So there are some callback method that you can override for activities so that you can do something when the activity actually transform between different states. Right? One of the most common callback method, activity callback method that we normally deal with is onCreate method. Right? The onCreate method. Right, onCreate method. And then we have some other activities life cycle, which is like onStart and so on. And then I think we didn't talk too much about fragment. So today we are going to deal with fragment a lot. Fragment is a partial screen. Activity take the full screen. Fragment is part of an activity. So fragment has its own activity life cycle also. Right? Modern apps, like website, we don't want to do a full refresh of the entire screen, right? If you do web development before, early days, we always refresh the screen over and over again. But nowadays, modern web application, the screen refresh, the screen update is asynchronous. So we use something like asynchronous way of programming, right? So similarly in app, right, we can also do update without updating the entire screen. So in many cases, you don't have to create many activities actually in your app. You can create many fragments and put your fragment as partially on your activity that it will be updated whenever user interact with your app. So you update the screen using fragment, in other words, rather than updating the activity all over again. So you don't create many screen using activities. You create most of the screen using fragment. And some main activities only you do it, right, using activity. Right, there is fragment. So using fragment is going to be the major way of modern Android app development, right? So where we integrate fragment into many of these these are the modern way, modern navigation structure inside Android app. So we are going to do this intent we have done before, right? A few weeks ago we have done intent. So that is between activities, right? Intent is for you to navigate, to link from one activity to the other. Whereas option menu, bottom navigation, navigation drawer, and so on are the modern navigation control that can actually work for fragment or activity. You can also use them for activity, but mainly they are used with fragments. So later on, we are going to see something called Jetpack. Jetpack is Android X. Jetpack or Android X component. Navigation architecture component. All right, so I'm going to guide you using Jetpack, which is a modern way, a new framework in Android that make use of architectural components, right? Partially, fragment is one of them to navigate, right, very smoothly between your screen. So today, these 2 to 3 hours, we are going to do bottom navigation. I'm going to show you one example later. Then we are going to do together hands-on, right, navigation. And next week, we're going to add additional components, navigation component to the same app, so that you know different way. But it doesn't mean you should include all of the different navigation component onto your app. It all depends on your mockup. If your mockup have a navigation drawer, then you draw a navigation drawer in your app. If your mockup doesn't have a navigation drawer, then you don't have to, right? So it depends on your design, right? So, but all of this you should know as an Android developer, right? So that next time you are working for a company, when you are asked to develop an app, you have a choice. You have the tool for you to do, right? So it depends. All of these navigation control have their different needs, right? You don't use them all together. Normally, some of them are used, then it depends on the number of screen you have also. So in a while, I'm going to show you some material design principle that for you to choose between using whether it's a bottom navigation, option menu, navigation drawer, and so on and so forth. And within this week and next week and the coming 2-3 weeks, we are going to finish this navigation. So we're going to do a few of these, right? Bottom navigation, option menu, navigation drawer, tab layout, and view pager, right? So the rest is what we have done before. Okay, this is after we do the navigation, we are going to do storage and data persistence using remote storage and also local storage. So this is what we are going to discuss after the coming 2-3 weeks, right? Today is week 8 already, week 8. So we are going to start navigation today. Okay, so let me go to the material design page to show you some basic principle of you choosing between the different navigation control. I always refer to navigation, material design for the best design practice. Best practices in navigation design. So let me go there. Okay, this is a page, material design by Google. Material design, the proponent of material design is Google, right? Because Android is owned by Google. So always follow principle and method proposed by Google. Then you'll be safe. What you do will be a well fit to Android app, Android mobile, right? Because Android is owned by Google. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so what we are doing, so I'm going to also talk about out navigation. Out navigation and back navigation different. So in, let me open now a whiteboard. Right. So in Android, there are things like what we call it back navigation. Right. Back navigation is control. Why is it so? Oh, okay. Back navigation is controlled by the operating system. So it will be a back state. Whenever you go from one screen to the other, you can go back using the back button, the built-in back button of the phone. Right, that is controlled by the operating system. So you can't actually change that easily. Right, so back, you go to one screen A to screen B, you can always press back. That is controlled by the system. And another one is out navigation. Out navigation is within your app. So when you go from one screen to the other, you can create parent and child relation between the screen. The origin of the screen is always the parent. The target, the destination is the children, the child. So when you go from parent, screen 1 to screen 2, the child, you can go up to go back to the previous one. You can also go back because the back state, this is controlled by back state. Refer to the slides. I have the slides. I have presentation slide. So, but I'm not going to talk too much about the theory. You can read the slides yourself about back state. How is it being controlled? First in, first out. Right, back state. Okay, and out navigation is hierarchically between parent. This is normally navigation between your main screen, your home screen, main screen, your dashboard, the main screen with all the menu button, and then you go to the child screen. So child screen, parent and child, right? So these two, this is actually in the app itself. You need to do a bit of program for up navigation. But today we are going to illustrate up navigation using bottom navigation view. It's a view, right? It basically is a set of buttons. Right, so it's a set of button that is put below. It's not button, actually icon and text put below the screen, the app of below the screen of the app. Then people can click on that and then the screen will change without refreshing the entire app. Okay, let me go to show you one example. All right, this is actually the one showing you here. The one that we are going to do today is the bottom navigation. You see on the screen, right? You have buttons at the bottom, right? When I click on the button, the screen will change. History, scan, statistics, profile, and home. Right? So although the screen is empty, I just put a text view there, but you know that they are actually changing. Right? The screen are changing without refreshing the entire screen. And each of these screen you can draw your own layout to populate the screen by what you want to draw. Right? So this is how you actually navigate between fragments. All these home, history, scan, statistics, and profile are fragments. They are drawn on fragments, not activity. So there is only one activity in this project, and the one activity will contain 5 different fragments. So this is what we call by bottom navigation view. Okay, let us see in what situation that is suitable. Most of the time, right, you see a lot of modern apps like YouTube, like WeChat, WhatsApp. They all have bottom navigation view. So it is quite common. It is quite common to be used, right? Let's see in material design, what kinds of situation that we should actually use one of these. Right, this is navigation drawer. Okay, here. Right, the principle of when should you use a drawer? This is called a drawer. Navigation drawer. This is called bottom navigation view, and this is called a tab. The one we are going to do in the coming weeks, tab. This is called sliding tab, and also the view pager. The slide is called view pager, and the menu, right? The label is actually the tab. Right, so you can have a combination of all of them, the tab and the navigation drawer and the bottom navigation view. So in what situation should you choose bottom navigation view? Or we call it bottom navigation bar. When you have a top level destination of about 3 to 5, right? Don't try to put too little. If you use bottom navigation, only 2, you only want to go to 2 destinations, don't use bottom navigation. If your app only have 2 destinations, right? If you have 3, okay, good enough. You can put 3. You can 4, good enough also. 5, right? Don't put too many. If you have 7, 8, 9, 10 destinations that you want to allow people to go to, try not to put all on the bottom navigation bar. Instead, you can use navigation drawer. You can hide. This is called navigation. You can hide the navigation drawer, and when people slide, only you show the navigation drawer. So that is going to be done in another class, right? So that is navigation drawer. So we have less than 5 and more than 3, right? Less than 6, 3 to 5 number of destination, top level destination. The deep destination, then you don't put it on the navigation bar, bottom navigation bar, right? So unless the destination is a main destination, main page, then you put it on the bottom navigation bar. For tabs, right? The tabs here, right? This is tabs. Right? Also, you don't put too many. Normally, it's about 2 to 3. 2 to 3. If you put them too many, you'll be very cluttered. The space for you to put a label will be very cluttered. Unless you put some icon to represent the words rather than using words, you use icon. That is for that. That's for another class. So we are going to do this today, about 3 to 5. Okay, so let's open up your Android Studio. Open up your Android Studio. Okay, remember we are going to do 5. Actually, we can do 3. If you want to save time, we can do 3 only. because the principle, the concept is the same, huh? It's the same. Okay, let's open a new project. I'm going to use Kotlin, or if you like Java, use Java. Actually, we are not going to code a lot, right? Most of the code are going to be coded later. Huh? Today we are going to put in the navigation structure first. Okay, so at empty activity. So let's call this bottom navigation view. I call it view, but you can call it bar also. Bottom navigation view example. Bottom navigation view example. We're going to put a few fragments into this project. I'm going to use Kotlin, right? Kotlin. So you just put it somewhere on your project for the Kotlin. Okay, let's create this new project. Right, let it sing first. Let it sing first. Right, let it sing. We start with a new project. Right, to do bottom navigation, you need to know a few components. That first of all is the menu. You need to do a menu. Right, menu. So you need menu is a XML file, right? We can call it later. We are going to call it, for example, bottom navigation menu. The name is up to you, right? I'm going to call it bottom navigation menu. And we're going to create an XML file to show the items, how to display the items. Just now I show you the bottom navigation with 5, right? On with 5, right? 1, home, right? And then history. We are going to follow these few names. So it's up to you to do for your assignment later. So for the assignment, you are going to create the entire app, right? Entire app, with all the navigation for assignment 2. Remember, I'm going to come to assignment 2, a bit more explanation on that. Assignment 2 basically is to do your mockup, the one that you do in Figma and diagram, a picture, into the real app with the navigation and the pages and the screen, right? With the proper design. So this is an example of what you are going to, one of the aspect that you need to do in your assignment 2, the navigation structure. Okay, so we are going to do a menu. We are also going to do a navigation graph. This is Jetpack. I'm going to name it navigation graph. Or you can call it bottom navigation graph also. I think better to name general navigation graph. It can be not only used for bottom navigation, it can be also used for other navigation, like your what is that? Navigation graph can also be used for your navigation drawer, right? So it can be used for the entire app, not just for bottom navigation. So the structure of your navigation within the screens that is in your app, the fragment, so-called fragment in your app, you have to put them all on the navigation graph, right? These two, you must have these two linked together. So this is Jetpack component, right? If you use this modern way of doing navigation, then you have to put this navigation graph, create a navigation graph. And then you also need to write some code to link them together, And then for bottom navigation view, let me see anything I miss out. I think more or less there, right? So basically we need to create these two. And then the rest is the code. That like the way we do. So last but not the least, of course, you need to create the fragments. But we have to create the fragments first in the beginning. For the fragments. Right, so these three. We're going to create one by one, step by step. Okay, first, you have created a project, empty project, right? With just very basic, just one activity and activity main and main activity layout. Okay, so the activity is going to be the container, main container of the app, of the fragments. Right, as I showed just now, in this is one activity here. Actually, one activity, main activity that contain the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fragments. Huh? So as I say, fragments are partial activity, part of the activity. So we have only one main activity to be the container of these 5 fragments. So let's look at the activity main, the layout. Right? The basic layout, hello world, delete this. We don't want the hello world. So what are the components that we need to put into the activity in order for us to contain the fragment? Okay, these are something that you need to do. You need to pay attention to. Right, something new. This is something new. We have to put in something called fragment component. Right, fragment component. I will explain it one by one. Right, I just put it here. It's a fragment component. Remember, so this is our namespace. Let me see. Okay, I forgot to add dependency. Let's go to the dependency first. Forgot to. Okay, so for Android X navigation, Android X, let's go to the build.gradle module. Module level build.gradle, the dependency. Right, we have to add in dependency first for Android X navigation to work. For Jetpack navigation to work. Right, that's why just now red color, that because we forget to put the dependency for that. Right, so let me just okay, here I'll give you this dependency, the namespace. The latest version 2.4.2, we are going to use this. Okay, navigation fragment, right? So we are going to use fragment just now here, fragment, right? In order to use fragment, you need to add this dependency. And then the other one is the navigation UI. For Java, you need to check for Java version. This is KTX, is Kotlin extension, KTX. Java ID mod is without this KTX, if not mistaken. You have to check. So for Kotlin, is actually this. We have to add in this Jetpack navigation dependency, or so-called a package. I'm giving you now. These two dependency has to be there. And then let it sync the project. The new one, this is new. So new Jetpack, or we call it Android X, navigation component. Later in the code, you can use something relevant, something very easy to do using fragment, something called fragment. Right, so yeah, add in this first. These two. I put in the chat already, you can copy over and put it into dependency and you just sync. Okay, so now let's check whether this version is the latest one. So I told you before, you can go to project structure. We can go to project structure, go to dependency here, right? Click your app, select your app. Okay, just now we add in this so-called the dependency for navigation, right? Scroll down here, right? These two, these two, right? And I think it's this one also, right? So let's check the version. Oh, it's not the latest one already. 2.4.2 is the latest stable version, but there's alpha already. So it's good enough, right? We don't have to update. They are alpha beta version 2.5.0, but we don't update for now, right? What about this one? 2.4.2 is also quite new, right? You don't have to update. So they are alpha, beta, and RC version, right? 2.5.0. So, but we can just keep it as 2.4.2, right? So apply. Right? So okay, good enough. Done. Why it is like that? This one also I just put in this. Yeah. All right. So sing. Let it sing. Sing the project. Sing the project. so that the dependencies are downloaded. You need to have internet connection for sync. Download from the cloud, from the repository. Remember, repository is nowadays, we don't use the J Center. Hey, this is a new version of, okay. Let's see where do you specify the repository. Previously, it was in the project level build.creator. The repository, let me see. Oh, nowadays it's by default. By default, I think should be using Google. Google repository, Google bracket. Right? If you want to hard code the version also can, you just put 2.4.2 here. 2.4.2 here. So for my case, it's still downloading. Okay, let's go to the activity man. Activity man. Okay. So we are going to use a constraint layout, right, for the entire screen, for the entire activity. Right. So here, okay, this one is red because we haven't put in another component. So just remember, we need this is red color because we haven't created this file. We have to create the navigation graph. This one we call it navigation graph for today. So let me give you this part of the layout. Right. So look at it first. Let me explain. Fragment. This is component is actually from Android X Jetpack fragment. Previously, you don't have this component. You cannot put this component in your layout. Okay, so this one we give you an ID. We call it navigation host. Right, this component always we call it navigation host. It is a frame. It's actually a frame to populate with the fragments. So if you look at the screen, there's here, the screen, right? The place where you put the screen, like profile, home, history, scan, and so on. This part, the white color part that you put, that fragment is actually this fragment, the white color screen. The part that is with white color, right? So that is actually the fragment container. Container, a frame or container to populate, right, with the fragment. Okay, so name. Remember, you need to put in this name. Right, this name is from the dependency just now, this one. Right, the dependency, navigation fragment. So just give, it is a navigation host fragment. Remember this, it's a host, right? We call it a container or a host. Navigation host, fragment host, right? Navigation host fragment. Just put this. And then these are the rest is just actually your layout, right? Your layout parameters. Okay, this one later in the bottom below, below this fragment, you have a navigation control, right? The purple color, right? The one that I click now, right? That purple color navigation control, you can use you can do a layout, right? Layout there, down there, below here, we are going to do that. So this is red color because we haven't done it. So the rest is just layout for the normal constraint layout that you do with respect to the parent, right? Only the one at the bottom, you just lay out this, constraint this fragment to the bottom. Okay, so here, this graph we have to create later. It's red color now, but later you are going to integrate the fragment with the graph so that all the screen, the fragment, right, is going to be linked, connected to your fragment host. So this is automatic, right? If you use Jetpack, it's automatic. So you don't have to worry about the logic to write the program logic to navigate between the different screen, right? So let's add in one more component, which is the bottom navigation view. As I mentioned earlier, the bottom navigation view. Okay, bottom navigation view, you don't have to add any dependency because you have already added it, right? Which is material design. Material design component. It is part of the material design component of your dependency, which you have already added by default, right? This one. this component, material design, is actually the one that contain bottom navigation view. That's why we don't have to add a new dependency, right? So you can just add it directly. Okay. So some of these we haven't done. Drawable. So let's make it without the background first. The background, the one that I did just now, is a purple color. Let's not just do any background first, right? The constraint is just constraint to the parent, to the bottom, and the icon. Okay, icon we also remove it. We don't want to put white color because the background, if it is dark color, you make white icon, right? We can put a thing. We can put a thing to the icon which is white. But for now, we don't do anything. And this is red color because we haven't done any menu. We have to do a menu with the item listed, the 5, so that later on we can have it linked to the bottom navigation view, right? So for now, we just put in this first. Let me give you this code. Right, so you have this put together. So now this fragment is the bottom of this fragment container, the host, right? It's actually constrained to the top of the bottom navigation view, which is here. We call it bottom navigation view, the ID. So these two together, then you'll see it, right? One on top and one at the bottom. So see or not, the fragment host is on top, and the bottom navigation view is a white color part. The white color is more strict with white color. There is the bottom navigation view. Right? This is for main activity. Activity main. Your layout XML for activity main. So activity main serves as the main container of the app. Right? Container of the app, of the 5 fragments that we're going to do. Right? So far, so good. Any question for this? Understand? We put down the layout first for the container, for the activity container. All right, let's continue. Next. Right? So we don't have to do anything on the main activity first. Nothing to do. So we are going to do the fragments first. First thing to do is the fragments. Okay, so now we are going to create the fragment. Create fragment is just normal way of create string. Like something like string, actually string. Okay, let us create a package folder to put our fragments. Try to organize your project code so that you can organize certain fragments together. Normally, that is the way. Put the fragments in one package, and even inside the package or directory, the folder, you can put subfolder to organize your different fragments for different string if your project is large. Okay, for now, actually, we just do one fragment folder. So new package, right? Create a new package. We call it package, and normally we call it folder. In Windows, we call it folder, but in Android Studio, we call it package. We call it fragments, small letter. Folder name always use small letter. We call it fragments. Fragments. Fragments, right? Inside fragment, right? We create fragment 5. We do 5, or we do 3 I think today to save time. No need to create a lot of icon, a lot of icon. So if you want to do 5, you have to do. It's just a repeat. For your project, maybe you can put 4, 5, up to you. Right? All this every of these you need to create your own icon. Okay, let me just create 3 3 for today. I just test. Okay, fragments. New fragment. Right, you go to new fragments. Do a blank fragment, blank, empty. Blank fragment, the number 2 option of number 2. Fragment blank. Let's create a blank fragment. The first one we call it home fragment. Let's say the first icon you click, you go to the home screen. So this is the default home screen. So we call it home fragment. Home fragment. Finish. So you can see that the fragment is created. Some boilerplate code is created for you. Right? It's sync. After sync, you can see the file. right? This fragment activity, home fragment.kt, right? Some code. Okay, let's just clean it out. This default code we don't need. It's empty project, but even empty project, they put something there. So we don't want the, you see the code, the file is created inside the folder fragments. We create a fragments folder. Inside there, we do the fragment code. I'll put all the fragment code inside. And the XML. XML is an empty XML. For the XML, for the fragment, just delete this. Or we don't delete, we just change the label. The string to the string of the string, we just call it home. So that later we can use it to recognize actually which fragment is being created. Right, this one, home. Let's make it larger, the fragment layout, the text. This is a text. Let's just make it larger. Text size, I make it 24 SP. Right, make it larger so that easier to see. Home. And then we make it to the middle. How to do it? To bring it to the middle, change it to home. For the first one, home. Change it to the middle. Layout, gravity, center. Right, the center. Okay, not layout gravity. Layout gravity is for linear. And this is frame. Okay, let's change this to linear layout easier. Change the frame layout to linear layout. Right, so with layout gravity is center. Okay, why it's not center? Let me change this to gravity. Gravity, use gravity. Yeah. Use gravity. Not layout gravity, it's gravity. Change it to linear layout. Let me put it back to frame layout. See whether it's still center or not. Center. Then no need to change the linear layout. Just remain. Just keep it. Next time you want to do your project, you just do whatever you want. In this screen. For now, we just label it first. Label it as home. Right. Make it gravity to the center. Text size 24. Make it larger. So that later we can see it clearly. So this is home screen. Okay, let's go back to the code. The Kotlin code. Kotlin code. Right, Kotlin code. Delete all this. These are not necessary. All these parameter, we don't need a parameter. You can just delete all these parameters. We don't want the parameters. Right, this one we are going to write our code, modify something here if we need to. So this one, parameters, just don't need the parameters. Leave the companion object. This one is for singleton. You create the object instance. But for this one, apply home fragment dot apply. All this you don't need. I just delete this. You don't need that. Wait. I accidentally deleted what I should delete. It should be until here. Yeah. Leave it. Leave this one. Leave this one because you need to create the home fragment and return the instance. These two we delete. Parameter no need. Just leave like that. Okay. So remove it. Clean it out. Clean it out. No need all the parameter. The two parameters just remove. Right. This is just leave it the basic one. We are not going to use the parameter. Okay. Home fragment done. So repeat the same process for the other fragments. Let's say we have 3 only. For this today example, we use 3 fragments only. Okay, the next one we call it scan. So new, click on the fragment package. Right, click on the fragment package. New fragment blank. Again, it's a blank fragment. Create something called scan. Scan fragment. The second one. Scan fragment. Same. The layout name, leave it. Right, the fragment name, finish. Right, again, for this fragment, scan fragment, delete the parameters. Do the same. Actually, it's the same steps. Right, this is scan fragment. Delete all the parameters. We don't need that. And then remove all this argument. We don't want the argument. We don't need the argument, the parameters. And here also, delete all this. And here also, remove this. We don't apply all these parameters. Just leave it. And go to the scan, the fragment scanner here. All right, so change your layout. Here we just change the string to scan, so that we can recognize it later, and add in the gravity. Again, it's gravity center, gravity center, and the text size, text size 24 SP, 24 size pixel, scalable pixel, scan for text. Okay. All right. Okay. Understand? Done. Okay. We repeat the same. Create another fragment. 3. We just do 3 fragment. Okay. New fragment blank. Right. So blank fragment. Again, I do again. Let you see it clearly. New fragment, blank fragment. So I call this blank fragment as profile fragment. The one on the right, the third one, profile fragment. Right, profile fragment. Finish. Right, you can do as many as you want, but as I told you, bottom navigation view normally more suitable for number of main destination, which are 3, 4, 5. If you have 3, you have 4, you have 5. Main destination, main screen that you want to go to, you use bottom navigation. If you have 6, 7, 8, 9, too many, then you remove, you don't put all on the bottom navigation. Some of them you can put in the option menu. Additional screen you can put on option menu. The link you can also put on navigation drawer, which we are going to do next week. Okay, let us remove all the fragment parameters. We don't want the parameters. Remove all this the same. Just make it clean. Clean it up. Profile fragment, remove all this. Okay, so here dot apply, this part remove. Okay, profile fragment done. Then we go to the screen, the layout. Layout, right? We just change this layout to have a text in the middle. In the middle of the screen. This one we call it profile, right? Profile. And then here we put it the gravity to be in the center. Right, again the text size 4 SP. Right, so you can see something in the middle. This is only for today, for some dummy, right? Dummy screen, but for in real case, you need to design properly all your layout for your design for your screen. Okay, so 3 already done. The layout done, right? As I told you just now, right? First thing we do the fragments first. We have 3 fragments, which is home, scan, and profile. Okay, 3 profile done, screen done, fragment done. Under the fragments folder, we call it fragments, the folder. That's why you have this. When you access the fragment file, you see these fragments here. The folder name added is a subfolder under your project folder. Right, project folder is com, and then the folder example folder, this folder name, and lastly the fragments, your package name. Right, so your fragment is under this fragment, the package. Okay, done. Right, so now we want to link them together. We want to link them together. Okay, the next step is to do the menu. Menu. Just now, right? Okay, I can follow fragments. I give you 3 minutes to do this. To tidy up to do all your fragments one by one. Follow. If you cannot follow, let me know. Right? Okay, can okay, so let's go for the second thing, menu. Okay, menu is a resource. So menu is part of resource, right? It should be under the resource folder, RES. Right, in your project, we always have 2 main groups of source code. If you view it under the Android view, right, we have manifest is one, We have Java and resource, three, right? Three main category of files. Manifest is also an XML to describe your app, general description of your app manifest. Java is a source code, right? Java also contains either Java or Kotlin code. Resource is the one that contains all the XML. Under resource, by default, you have four subsection. We call it drawable. Drawable is the icon, the image, and so on. Layout is the layout, right? Your XML for your screen. Bitmap is for your icon, the icon for your launcher, icon for launching your app, right? The icon that you create, right? All this, bitmap. And then you have also another folder called values. Under values, you have the color values that you can create your own color. You can create style, a string, sorry, string file, right? Or the string. Okay, let us delete this one, not necessary. Okay, so the string file, you can have different value for string. And then the themes. The themes is actually the style. You can create your style file or your theme file under values also. Style. Right? So one more. Today we want to create one more folder under this resource. Menu. We call it menu. Right? So when you create a menu folder, you want to create a menu, you must put it under the menu folder. This one. Right? You must put it under resource menu folder. And then the file is under this menu. So let's create the menu folder. Click on the resource, RES, right click, new resource, right? Android resource. Sorry, package. It's not resource. Directory, we call it directory. Directory. So under resource, it's called directory, it's not package. Resource, new directory. We need to create a new directory called menu. It's a directory, it's a folder, it's just a folder. So the menu must be put under the menu folder, so that Android Studio know it is a menu. Right? It's a structure that is already designed by Android Studio. So follow the structure, resource, menu folder, and create a menu. So click on the menu now. Then it knows this is you want to create a menu. So right click new, and then here resource file. Right? So when you choose menu and then you know that you want to create a menu. Menu file, menu resource file. So you click on the menu resource file. Right? So now we call it bottom. Just now we have a name, right? Remember? Just now in the activity main. We just follow the same name. Right? This name. We want to link. This is the folder name, menu, alias menu. We want to create a menu which is called bottom nav menu. Let's copy this name. Right, just now in the bottom navigation view on the activity main menu folder, we have this bottom navigation menu. The name is just a name. So this menu is going to be created now. So we go to menu folder, right click, new, menu resource file, and I just put in the name, bottom nav menu underscore, right? And then okay. Right, so there will be a menu file generated. Okay, understand? All right, menu file generated. So now this bottom navigation menu, right? We want to create a few items, three. We have only 3 fragments, so we want to link to the 3 fragments with 3 icons and 3 names. 3 button. You call it button. Actually button. So how to do a button? How to do a button on bottom navigation view? Basically, you just need to put in item, right? Just put in something, an ID. For this case, we call it home. Make it shorter, easier. Home screen, and then the title, the label, the one that label that. If you don't want to see a label, when people click, you see a label right here. This is a label like profile, like scan. When I click on scan, right, you see scan. There is a label, SCAN, scan. Below the icon, when it is active, only you see the label home. Right, so that scan or home or profile, we put in the title, and then you want the icon. We need an icon to represent the menu button. We so-called button. So we create an icon. This icon is not there yet, right? So you can create this. Let's create an icon. I think all of you know how to create an icon already by now, right? After so many weeks. So let's create an icon together again. We call it IC, icon home, right? So how to create an icon? Click on the drawable. Icon is a drawable. It's a drawable. So go to under the resource folder, drawable. Resource folder, RES, drawable. Right click, new, drawable. We call it vector asset. We create a vector asset. It's actually a what we call it what is that? Vector image. Vector asset or vector image. Clip art. Sometimes we call it clip art. It's actually a clip art. Vector asset. Right. So of course it's not this icon. We look for a home clip art. The clip art. We look for something built-in. You can also go to Google icon website. Google icon website have a lot of icon that you can use. You can adopt. So for now, I'm going to use a clip art. Right inside the Android Studio, I search for home. Just type home. You search. You load the icon that you want. Related to what you want to search, the concept that you want to put in at home. Let me just search for a home icon. You can also search. Okay, I will adopt this one. Home. Right. Let's say these are not what you want. You can go to Google icon, external sources, any website. They have the icon available for you to download. You can download from there actually. So home. I select home. Okay. Right. I rename it to icon home. Let us put it black color for now. Black color. Today we make it simple. But if your background is white, dark color, you can make it white also. You can choose a white color for your icon. Assuming today I just use black and white to make it easier. Later we can change. If you want, you can create the icon again. For now, I just put a black color icon home. IC home. IC underscore home. Finish. So this menu item will be linked to the icon. Icon home. So if I click on the layout here, drawable here, I can see my icon. Icon is created. This is a vector icon. Vector graphic. Vector graphic is actually not raster. It's defined by some polygon. This image is drawn by a polygon. Some parameters. Right? Something like SVG. Scalable vector graphic. But this is done inside Android Studio. We create an icon. Icon home. Okay, so we have done one item already. One item. Okay, let's create multiple items. Right, this one, copy. Just now, the second item on the menu, right? Second item, we do 3 only, right? Home, scan, and profile. For today, we just do 3. Make it faster. Actually, do you want to add 5 also can. Just add different item. Home, scan, and profile. So what we do is the second one is scan. Right? Give an ID of scan. And then this one label is scan. Okay, let's find another drawable. Create another drawable. So go to drawable, right click, new, vector asset. Right? We call this, look for clip art, which is scan. Right? Search for scan. Okay, maybe use this or this. This one is good enough to show that it is a scan, QR code scan. Right? Good enough, right? This is quite representative of scan. So let us just okay. Scan. So rename the icon so that it's shorter, easier to recognize. IC underscore scan. Here, black color again. Next. Finish. Right? So change this to IC scan. Check whether your icon is created or not. Scan icon. It's generated. Okay, yes. The IC scan icon is already created inside your Android Studio under the drawable folder. Always put it under drawable folder so that when you link, you know where is it. So it's under the drawable folder. The drawable folder. So this is 2 items already, right? Your menu have 2 items. Item number 3. Item number 3. Profile. Right? It's a repetition. We have only 3 screens for today. So a repetition of the 3 fragments. Later we are going to link the item, the click event to the fragments. But bear in mind, you don't have to even do the click event. you actually link automatic by using Android X, right? So profile, the label is profile, and the icon we need to create. We don't have the icon, profile icon, right? IC profile. So let us create this icon. Okay, go to the drawable, right click, new, vector and set again, right? We look for drawable, click up, profile. Let's see whether they are profile icon or not. There is no profile icon, right? So let's look for user. User, this one can quite good to represent profile user, or you can look for others, right? That is more relevant. If you cannot find, later I show you one example website that by Google. Actually, there are thousands of icon there. Somebody created, or you can use an editor, icon editor, to draw your own icon. So no one can stop you from doing anything you want. For now, we just be quick. We do a quick one. Okay, maybe I look for user. I just use this user as a icon for my profile. Right? User. User. Okay, right? Rename it. IC underscore profile. I use IC underscore profile. Next. Right? IC underscore profile. Okay. So draw already. So if you look at design view, your design view should have 3 items. Right? This is the way they draw it looks like an option menu. Option menu means it is on the toolbar, right? But it's actually not. It's just a representation of the menu. Home, scan, and profile. Don't worry about how it is being displayed. Right? These 3 items is general. Menu is a general term. Just that you link this menu list to the activity main, this one. Right? So here later. How come it's not? Yeah, green color. So now it is linked because you have created the file under menu folder, bottom navigation menu. Right? You have created the menu file already, and it is linked now to the navigation, bottom navigation view under your main activity main. Right? Activity main, underscore main, your layout. Right? It's linked, so you can link like directly like that. So the menu will be displayed on your navigation menu. You see, it's displayed already. It display already here. Right, 3 only. Home, scan, navigation, profile. Right, the icon and the label, the title. Right, we have created the menu just now one by one, right? So here, these 3 items are now linked to your bottom navigation view. Right, so inside your code is like this. Okay, done. Okay, I understand. The steps is quite simple. I give you this code. This code you can follow this. Okay, let's do a bit more before we go for a break. Okay, done. This one. Okay, the next step just now I mentioned. Can you follow? Can you follow? Can, right? Okay, just now here is still red color, right? This is not defined yet. Under your fragment, right? The navigation host, the container for the fragment. You haven't linked this to your fragment, but you have already linked your menu, bottom navigation view, menu to the menu, right? The view, the bottom navigation menu already linked to the view, to the menu, but you haven't linked the graph, right? So this is new thing, graph, navigation graph, app, column, nav graph. So under fragment, this one, we need to create this navigation graph, right? So navigation graph, you can create under the something, a folder. Again, we need to do a folder under resource, right? So let me go to this to explain. Here, just now I said we done already. These 2. Number 3, what we need to do now, navigation graph, right? This navigation graph should be put under the what folder? It must be under a folder. It's also resource folder. Right? Resource folder, and then under the resource folder, create a new folder. Directory, we call it navigation. Create another directory called navigation. Okay, not right? Resource and then navigation. So go to resource folder, Right click, new directory. Directory, type small letter, navigation. Okay, created this folder already, navigation, right? Under the navigation folder, right click, new graph. Navigation resource file. Right click, navigation resource file. Right here, navigation folder, right click, new navigation resource file. Right here, we call it navigation graph. Right, follow the name that you want to give just now, right? In the activity underscore man, we call it navigation underscore graph. Navigation underscore graph. Let me say again, So, okay, So the navigation graph is like this, when you create. Under the navigation folder directory, create a directory called navigation. Right click, new navigation, the navigation graph. We call it navigation graph. Now you have a navigation graph created, the file, right? This is now linked already. Navigation graph. Navigation graph is for you to put the destination. When you click the button, click the icon, where do you want to go? So for this app, we have 3 fragments as the destination: the home, the scan, and also the profile. So these 3 navigation graph, we have to add to our navigation file, navigation graph file. So don't code is a bit hard. So we can always do this: design, go to design view. Under the navigation graph, you go to the design view. Just add. You see on top, new destination. On top, there is a toolbar. On the toolbar, select the new navigation, new destination. New destination. Right on top, the toolbar, select the new destination. Just add you list out your destination here. So fragment home, come out already. You got 3 fragment, right? Fragment home, fragment profile, right? And fragment scan, right? The 3 screen is created. So you can even link them together like that. Let's say this is the main one. You click. Normally the navigation is from home to scan to profile. You can also link them. So if you look at the code, actually the fragments code is actually XML. So the home fragment, the name, the ID, right? And then the fragment, the profile. When you add in the arrow, this arrow is actually called action. You go from the ID will be auto generate for you. Follow the convention: source, destination. The source is the home, the destination is the scan, and then destination you put in the ID, the relevant ID. Relevant ID. Let's say the home, you want to go to the scan, so the destination is the scan. You create an action. Action is the arrow. If you delete the arrow, the action will be gone. The action will be gone. Okay, so but for today, we assume all the 3 screens are parallel. 平行的 parallel. Parallel meaning they don't go from one to the other. Under this Android X Jetpack navigation, assuming the 3 screens are independent, totally independent. So for today, for your design, maybe you have a relation. Actually, your screen can go from one screen to the other. Even without the bottom navigation view, you can still go from one screen to the other. In that case, you need to put in the action. But for today, we don't use action. We assume they are all independent. They are all independent screen. Okay, now the name of the fragment that is generated for you is actually home fragment, profile fragment, scan fragment, and default. On the starting by default, the first screen is actually the start. They assume is home for the first one. The first one that you create just now, where you create from here, the first one they always take it as a starting. You can change, right? This one you can change to refer to profile. Maybe you can put profile here also. Then the first one will be profile by default. The first time the screen is out, your profile will be the first screen. But now I teach you one trick. You see the name here and the name in the menu. You can click on the menu also. Just now the bottom navigation menu, right? The menu. And the name is home. but on your navigation graph is called home fragment. Right, this one cannot link. If your name is different, you will not link directly. You need to write code. You need to go to the code link. Go to the code link here to write some code to link. When people click on home, you link you to home fragment. Right, but I teach you a trick now today. Actually, you can do without the code, the Kotlin code or Java code. You can do the linking between click the button and the fragment without the code by making the name ID here and the ID here the same. Here is home fragment, right? The name. Instead of calling home fragment, you make it the same name as the menu. Let's say you want to link this item, the menu home, to this fragment, right? Just change this to home. And the default you can put home. Home. Right? Just make the same name. From the menu, the scan, the ID, scan, same ID. You link it to scan here. This one, right? Fragment scan. By the way, the sequence doesn't matter, where you put, whether you put profile first or home first, inside this sequence doesn't matter. Okay, scan. So here you have a profile. Right, profile. You can go to here, profile fragment. Instead of calling it profile fragment, you can name it the same profile. Okay. Right. Can this one don't change. The layout is still the fragment underscore layout. Profile layout is still fragment underscore home. Layout is still fragment underscore scan. All these are still the same. Don't change. Just the ID. Make them the same. If you don't like this sequence, you can cut this one and paste it at the last to arrange it according to your sequence, home and then scan and then profile. Okay, so the navigation graph is done. Navigation view, the menu is done. The graph is also done. Navigation graph is also done. Okay, so actually this project is completed, The navigation is done. The bottom navigation view is done. Later we do some cosmetics to the design. But for now, the structure is built. This app, not yet. One more. You need to add some code to the main activity. Number 4. Not yet. I forgot one thing. One more. You need to write some code here. When the activity is on created. Just now the graph is done. Close it. Same name already, right? The navigation menu. All this name ID make it the same. Bottom navigation menu. Close it. Right now we have to write a few lines of code only. A few lines to make it work. Not to make the entire app navigation work. Okay, first thing is we want to look for the navigation host. Find the view by ID, right? Find view by ID. Not find view, but find nav controller. We have to include this class called nav controller. Android X navigation. This nav controller is part of the dependency just now. This one. This dependency, fragment, this dependency. So what we do is we have to find it, create an object linking to your host. So this ID is actually the ID on your activity underscore main. Yeah, this one. Just like I say, right? You link it to the graph, the fragment on your activity main. So this ID is very important. This ID you can put any name, but make sure this ID you put it properly. This ID for the fragment, and this ID you are going to use it in your code main activity. Right, inside your main activity, you want to link it. So find nav controller. This means the activity. Find navigation controller. This is the host, the container of your fragment. But nav host underscore fragment underscore activity underscore main. Right? Yeah? Not yet, not yet. A few lines of code to do. So you just put that line to the main activity. Okay, understand? Okay, now you need to also find the navigation view. So you want to put them together. So you want to find a reference to your navigation view. Right? Your navigation view also has an ID, right? Bottom nav view, right? So inside your activity here. These two must be linked, right? The fragment and the bottom navigation view must be linked, I say already, right? So this ID. Bottom nav view, right? You want to find this view. So basically just find view by ID lah. Huh? So the data type is bottom navigation view. We can do like that. The type, you put the type inside here. Bottom navigation view. Bottom navigation view is actually the class. This one, the class. This one. The class. Same like that. This one. Under material design, as I said, you add the dependency just now. Here, right? You add the dependency just now. So you can link them together now. Right? So you find the nav controller, the nav view. This is just a variable. I just use some variable name to refer to this bottom navigation view and the navigation container, the host. Right? Navigation fragment host. Fragment host. This is a fragment host. Fragment host. Okay, so two already done. One more statement to link them together. Okay, the last one is to hook them up. Hook. 把它们勾住勾起来You have to set them up for navigation. So just hook them up. Hook your navigation up. Okay, this nav view, how come it's not working? We need to see. Let me see. Okay, we need to import this. I wonder why you cannot import. Okay, import. Need to import this. How come it's not imported? Set up, right? Set up these two together. Right, nav view, set up, nav controller. But why is it not working? Let me check. Let me check. What happened? It doesn't link. It should work actually. It should work. You cannot find that view. Funny. Funny. Okay, let me check. This one. Why? Okay. One. Okay, let me check what's wrong with this. Dot. Okay, actually I want the set up. It's not there. Okay, let me check again. How come the thing is not there? The function. Dot set up. Anything that I missed out? Let me check. Can or not? Your part. I wonder why mine cannot. Anything I miss out on this one. Maybe this one should be using this one. Sometimes also a bit confusing. Here the UI. Yes, correct. Check that. Anyone can do or not? Your code can, right? Can then you can run. You can compile and run already. Can you show me your import the library? Okay, Zilon. Can, right? I wonder why. I wonder why mine. What's wrong? Actually, it's a simple stuff. Okay, you just set out. You can run. You should be able to run. Okay, just link them together. These two. Let me check. Let me check. Okay, let me Google first. Stack Overflow. Why it doesn't link? Okay, the code. Not found. Okay, let me check. Only mine, huh? Probably yours can work, huh? You just run. You just compile, huh? You run. You build. You can run. You can check. You can work already. Add dollar. Oh, nav version. Oh, okay. Understand. Okay. I think so. This format cannot work. Yeah. I also suspect this one, like that, huh? Do this, huh? Even this, so sensitive, huh? Let me check. Yeah, like that. Sorry. Put the code at the back, huh? Like that. Hey, this one need to put the dollar, right? Even this also, so sensitive, right? Okay, so this one, probably this one, dollar sign, Okay, so here, let me check. Let it sing first. I think probably can. Okay, not yet. Okay, still cannot. Okay, if you cannot, sing the project again. Go to File, Sing Project with Gradle. Once you change some major change, just sing again. Check yours. Okay, you can build now. You can build now. See whether your navigation drawer, bottom navigation work already. It should work already. Okay, can already. Cannot. Still cannot. Okay, let me delete this one. I think should be okay. It's a tool issue. Can already. Can already. Okay, can already. This is to hook up your view and the controller. The controller is the one that control this. Control the navigation graph. You just arrange it properly. Right, this graph, right, is the one that when you do it in the code, the graph, you have to write all the logic using nav controller. This one, right? This one is actually the graph. It's controlling the graph, the logic. If you can write code to go to which fragment you want to go, you can write code using nav controller. But for today, I just show you one simple thing that you can do by making the menu same name, same ID. Not item, same ID as your graph. Right? Then you don't need to even write any code, right? It work, right? You already link here after you do this setup. So let's run. Let's run. Only later we add in some cosmetic, some design, right? The current navigation view, bottom navigation view is no nice color. We didn't do apply any background. So you don't expect to see a nice one like this one, the purple color. You don't see this, right? The current one, because we didn't apply a background. Later we can apply your own background. You can do a design here in the main activity part. Right, if you want, apply a background to your bottom navigation view here. You can apply background later lah. All right, we can actually make it transparent. That looks nice actually, right? Background, right? You can put a transparent background. Android dot color equals to transparent, if not mistaken. It's not Android dot color. Let me check. Let me check. Android, colon color. It's not dot, it's colon. Transparent. You can actually make it transparent. Let me check why is it not. Alias color / transparent. Alias Android. Yes. Slash. This one is slash. Alias Android. Use system color. Transparent. Then it look nice. Actually transparent. You don't need to even put any background color. Right? Be transparent. Okay, this one can be changed on later. The blocky stuff. We can actually make it to not to appear. Okay, let's see the one that we have just do just done. Right, so see the effect first. Huh? Right, if you want to put this, you see the some background, right? The color, right? If you put transparent, right? So the code, you go to the activity, you need to make the background to be now, right? So this one, nav view, nav view, background equals to now. Then you won't see the background here. You won't see the blocky thing. Later lah, we can run it. Transparent. Okay, the color will follow your primary color, right? The icon, right? So the active icon will follow your primary color. So even to change that, you go to your thing. Okay, let's see the effect. Done. This is what we have just done. Understand? We have done. All of you should be seeing this effect. Transparent, this one. Meaning you didn't apply any background. You can apply your background like primary color and so on. Scan, home. Right? So simple, right? You just link the nav menu, the name, same name, to your navigation graph, same name. Depending on how many string you want. So far we use only 3. It's linked already. The fragment will actually navigate without doing any code. Your code is just to link, set up the nav controller to the navigation view. That's all you have done. So it's done. Actually, if you don't like the purple color, right, you have to change in your theme. This is depending on your project. In your theme, you change this one. You take the primary color. So if you want to have a gray color, let's say primary color is gray color, you can do a gray color in your color here. Let's just test just test. I just do a gray color. Gray color, I put a bit dark gray. Dark gray is how to put dark gray. Okay, I use the system color system dark gray. You might not want to customize your color. You can go to your theme here. Right, you can choose a system color here. Android again. Android colon this one dark gray. Darker gray. So you can use the system Android color darker gray. Anyone available? Some are not available. The one available, you have a dark gray. So let me run again. So you can see that your icon when you click is not purple anymore. It's dark gray. So it's up to you. The cosmetic is up to you. Let me show you this example. Later we can change the background, change the icon color to make it the other way around. You have a background. You have a background. So we can do that after the break. So can you achieve this or not? All of you? I can give you this sample, the one that I've just done. Can you achieve it? Zilong, I reply your email already, Zilong. So you check. Send me your code, easier for me. Easier for me to troubleshoot your code. I also gave you a sample to refer to. You can cross-check your Java code and the project. So you see anything you miss out or not. Okay. Okay, so done. So this sample done, the bottom navigation view. So anyone cannot follow or cannot understand at all. I think you can understand, right? So it's quite simple. This method is not the only method. You have other methods. I have other sample using fragment manager. That one you need to write code inside your project, inside your activity. You need to define the navigation path using your nav controller. Nav controller not dot. You see, you have to write code. Nav dot navigate, right? And then you put in the fragment that you want to go to. So you can actually write your code purposely, dynamically navigate to the fragment you want. But for this example today, I want to teach you the best way. This is the best way to just link your menu to your navigation graph. This is Jetpack. Not this one. This is my previous sample. It's loading now. Loading. It's installing, currently still installing. Let's see the effect. We change it to dark gray. Now it's dark gray, you see? It's normal purple, right? Dark gray. But not so nice, not so nice. Oh, it's not the dark gray is lighter gray. It's not dark gray actually. The darker gray is quite grayer than it's lighter than the dark. This is black color. Actually, this is black. Black. The original color is black, right? Just now we create the icon as black. All these are black color, right? Just now. These are black. You can see the here. Here this is, I don't know why they put white, but actually it's black. Black color. This is actually not gray, this is black. So that's why I said darker gray. Darker gray is lighter gray actually. You can create your own color up to you You want what you want to do with it the primary color. I'll change the primary color. Okay. Any question? If no question, then we can go for a short break. Short break before we continue again. Can all of you 5 minutes break. I will zip this code for the current version, current update, and then I will send to you now in your chat. Okay, let me link it. This one, Right after cleaning, I will zip this version. I will zip this version and give you a copy. Okay, I'll give you a copy before we go for a short break. Okay. So, copy. Right, I'll upload this sample project every time after class. You can get it from Moodle. But for now, I give you a copy first. All right, it's up there on the chat. Then we'll continue after the break. After the break, I'm going to add some layout design to your, depending on what you want to do. We can do a background to your bottom navigation view and apply to it after break. Okay, so let's have a short break of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes break so that you have enough digest. Okay, 10 minutes break. Okay, I'll see you later after 10 minutes. Right, students. Yeah, so far. Let's just maybe today is a holiday, huh? So let's just finish the class. So late, huh? We share the screen. I also forget which project. Okay, let's say you want to let me change back the color first. My screen is okay. It's slow already. Change back to purple. 500. Okay, let's say I don't want to touch the. Oh, this is not a color. Okay, just now in the activity man, right? I put transparent. Transparent. Because of transparent, right? You need to add this line, so that it doesn't show a block there. This line. You can see a block there, square box. If you never put this never put this line. Okay, let's say I don't want to make it transparent. I want to apply some background. Let us apply some background. This one is for transparent. Okay, next time you follow my code, you know what I'm doing, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. This one is the last one is to hook the nav controller with the nav viewer. Okay, so here this is for transparent. They fit there. Okay, now we want to apply some background, nice background. So let's say a curved background. So let us just go to the code here, remove this one. Remove later. Okay, let's do a background. Okay, how to do a background? I think you have learned before, right? In the edit text, it's the same. It's the same method again. We are doing a background using drawable, new background, drawable resource. Right, we create a drawable resource. Right, previously we do it using you can call it put it shape. Use shape. It's a shape. Okay, we call it bottom nav background. Right, bottom nav background. Bottom nav background. Bottom navigation background. Use that name, bottom nav background. Okay. Okay. Okay, the shape. Bottom nav background. So let's do something with a curve. Right. Okay, so we need a color, right? A shape. Shape first. This shape, right? We call it bottom nav background. Apply the shape. To be Android shape to be rectangle. It's a rectangle. We use a rectangle. Okay, so we need some curve on top. So corners, right? This is corners. Okay, so we choose radius top, only the top left and right. The square we don't apply, rectangle we don't apply to the four corner. We apply to the top left, right? Let's say 10 dp. And the bottom, not bottom, sorry, top left, top right. Top left and top right we put 10 dp. And the background color solid. Or you don't want the background color, we can put a stroke, only a line, a border. Stroke means the border. So we put a border of width 1 dp, make it thin, and then we can put a color which is maybe the primary color. The primary color which is 500, purple 500. Right, you see a shape, rectangle with some small corner on top here, top left, top right. Right, let's say make it a bit larger so that you can see more clearly. 20. 20 here. Right, you can see a curve. Huh? So we are going to apply this background. Without background, actually no background. It's just a stroke, huh? to the bottom navigation view. Huh? If you want to do this the same, you can get this code. Just do the same as mine. Right, bottom navigation background. Right, so this is the code. Okay, let's apply to our bottom navigation view. I go to the activity main here instead of this one. Right, change it to alias drawable, because you do a drawable. Bottom navigation background, this one. Apply. So more or less you can see it here like that. Quite nice also, right? Not bad. Right, a curve. Right, but no background. If you want to do background, your icon have to change. So I don't want to waste time on that. Depending on your design, you can change your icon, create icon which is white color, and then you do your background to be dark color. Then you can just go to your color here to add a color here. Color, so called the solid. Solid means the color. You can make a color in your background. But for now, I don't do that. Okay, then I apply it already. I run again. You'll be great. Just now was transparent, this one. So now you can see a background with curve shape. Right, wait, still running. But just now I just clean it. That's why it takes a bit longer. Get the project to build the project. Any questions so far? Okay, now installing it very fast. Right, start already. Build successful, launching. Right. Not this one, not this one. We have only 3. You see? Okay, with a background. File scan. You cannot, by default, this is home, right? If you want to change the default to be scan, you can go to the navigation graph to change this. Let's say by default, you want either one to be selected, scan to be selected, right? By default, you can put scan. The start destination to be scanned. Let us run again. You can see the middle icon be pre-selected, right? When it is loaded. The rest is cosmetic. It's up to you how you want to customize. You do your own shape, make it nice. Okay, let's see that. Okay, you see scan. Scan become the default, right? It's when it is first loaded, scan is the first. So it depends on what you put. First start destination. Okay, so one more thing that before we call it a day today I don't want to drag too long. We can do a nice, okay, I show you example. We can do a nice so-called floating action button in the middle of your app. Let me run one of my sample project that I've done earlier. Right? Wait, so I'm loading it. I'm loading it. Loading it here. So you see. Floating action button, put it in the middle. This is quite common nowadays. You see, quite common in like YouTube. YouTube, we have a scan, right? Not the play. I think it's play or what? Add new video or something like that in the middle. So you can also this is a floating action button actually. You see or not? The green color icon. Huh? You can click on it and do something. Right? Scan. So for your app, for your so-called the QR code scan, mobile scanning, right? You can actually put some the most important action, right? Like floating action button. You put it as a floating action button on top of your menu, bottom navigation view, right? This is quite common nowadays, right? You can create an icon for your menu. Let's say this is scan, and then the scan is on the bottom on the button, right? The rest is the same, right? The rest remain the same. So let us do this icon. How to do it, right? This button, how to do it, and then make it so nice, huh? Okay, so this one is common. You can find it in a lot of apps nowadays. YouTube also is one of them, right? So let's do it now. Okay, so what do we need to do to modify to do this? Okay, let us close all the tab first. Close all the tab. What you need to do now is to do a bit of cosmetic changes to your bottom navigation view. This one. In order to anchor a floating action button on your bottom navigation view, you need to change something on your bottom navigation view, right? So let's create a floating action button first. You understand what I'm talking, right? We want to do this button. Create a button, add a button. This is called a floating action button, just like the normal floating action button normally is on the bottom right. This is in the middle. So we want to anchor the floating action button to your bottom navigation view. So I give you some sample code for the floating action button. Floating action button. Okay, we can add a floating action button first. This is just like normal floating action button. It is from the material. Again, it's from the material. This is material. This is material. So from the Google material component, right? So the drawable, right? We use scan. We are going to put the scan in the middle. Scan. Use the scan icon. And this one later. We haven't done this bottom add bar yet. So it's red color. For now. So the rest is okay. Content description is basically just describe it. Doesn't matter. This one, even if you don't put, also it's okay. This is not shown to the user. So the ID we call it FAB. FAB, floating action button. FAB. Okay, just add this to your bottom. Right, just after your bottom navigation view, you add this. Add this XML. This is a standard XML for floating action button. Just that we add this attribute under app colon layout anchored to your floating action button. Right, I give you this code. Just add this floating action button. Okay. Okay, now we want to do some modification to this so that we can anchor it to something called bottom add bar. So we have to create a container for your bottom navigation button and bottom navigation view so that it can contain both your floating action button and the bottom navigation view. Right. So what we do is we have to create something called a bottom add bar. It is also part of material. Right. Bottom add bar. Bottom add bar. So let me create it here first. Right after your fragment. Right, in the fragment is the one on top. Yeah. Right. I add this. And I close it. Right. So this bottom add bar. We need this bottom add bar. Right. So these are just some configuration of the bottom add bar. This part will actually create the curve section. The curve section where you have a bottom, you have a button, right? The button have a space, a margin. The margin, the curve margin together with the bottom navigation view, the nice margin created by this the button. So that margin is actually done by using this part. Fat cradle margin 10. We put 10, quite small. fab cradle rounded corner radius, and fab cradle vertical offset of 10. Offset meaning the button is rest by 10 dp above your icon, the other icon. Okay, so let us put this. This in your code, right? And then we move. We have to move the navigation, bottom navigation view, cut. Move the bottom navigation view to within your add bar, bottom add bar. Move to within the add bar. Okay, let's check what is wrong with this. Let me check anything that I miss out. Think it will be solved later. No worry, solved later. Let me check anything I miss out. Shouldn't be problem. This bottom add bar must be wrapped in a coordinate. Oh, okay. I forgot. That it must be under coordinator layout. It's not the current constraint layout. Constraint layout, right? Currently we are in the constraint layout. It must be changed for this bottom add bar to work. So we put first. Later we solve it. So the bottom add bar, open close, and then inside there you move your bottom navigation view into it. And then the rest is the same. You don't change this. And your floating action button, you anchor it, right? Anchored, layout anchored to this bottom add bar. Bottom add bar is the ID of this bottom add bar. ID, bottom add bar. You anchored your floating action button to the bottom add bar. And now we need to change one more thing. Right? For now, it doesn't work very nicely, right? Because it's like that. Once you see, I say you change it to that, it doesn't work properly, because you need to change this constraint layout to coordinator layout. I didn't teach you that this is a more advanced layout. You just dot coordinator. You look for coordinator. This one. Coordinator layout dot widget dot coordinator layout. Right, this is a more modern layout. For this kind of structure, you need to change it to Android X coordinator layout widget dot coordinator layout. Right? Okay, so this one, you change it. Instead of constraint layout, you change it to coordinator layout. Okay. Okay, let's check in the design view whether it works or not. Yeah, works already. It's not so nice, right? Still not so nice. Why? Why? Anyone can tell. Why it's not so nice? Because we still haven't removed this. So once you are no more in the constraint layout, right? Just now it was constraint layout, right? You don't need to do this already, So remove all this constraint. The constraint remove. All the constraint, all the attribute for the constraint remove. Right? Still not so nice. Let me check anything I missed out. Once we do that, coordinator layout. Okay, let me check. So it's still a bit not this home. Okay, let me check the home. So bottom navigation view. Transparent, this one. Coordinate. Okay. Check. What's missing? 16. Oh, here. Let me check here. The bottom division view here. Oh, okay. I know already. I know. Sorry. It's my mistake. We need to change something on the menu because we don't want the scan icon to appear, right? I forgot. We have to change the menu now. Huh? Just now the menu we have 3 items, right? So now the menu shouldn't have the 3 items, with the icon and so on. Huh? So the menu for the we have to go to the menu, right? Menu for this, go to the bottom left menu, right? This one. Huh? The original one is like that, right? So now let's say we better just comment out, right? Comment out. And then we do one for this case. Huh? The original one, you still keep it, huh? So that next time you know you have to do this, right? So in the middle, you don't need that icon anymore. So what you do is you just, okay, let me just go back. Go back to the menu, right? So this one, right? Copy first, I copy. Okay, here. You don't need the title, right? You don't want the title to appear. You don't want the icon, right? Remove the icon. So you still keep the item, keep the ID because you still need to link the ID to the navigation graph. So keep the ID, but no title, no icon. Then you'll be nice. Okay, wait, only 2. Home and profile, but the item in the middle doesn't have an icon, doesn't have a title. So you see here, refresh. It needs to be refreshed actually. Disappear already, right? No more. Can see or not? Can see or not? Here, no more. No more. Okay, but the background shouldn't be solid. If you want to make this nice, you make it transparent. That is the nicest. All right, or you have to change your so-called this is secondary color, the green color. If you want it to be purple, for example, you have to go to the theme. Theme, right? Secondary color, secondary. You tap this one, the button color, the F color. You want to make it purple, you can bring the purple over. All right, so you change this primary, secondary. So you look the the floating action button will look like this, right? Purple. Okay, let's say you don't want the border for this bottom navigation view. So what we do is go to the bottom navigation view here. Bottom navigation view. Just change this one back. Don't apply any background. Just again go back to the transparent. We try transparent first, right? So that it looks natural. Right, transparent for the background for the bottom navigation view. So you look okay here now like that. Right, now just the block, right? The blocky thing, the blocky thing. We can go to the code again, like just now as I mentioned. Here, right? Just make it, because it's transparent, make it the background to be null. The null. Else you will still see the block. Right? So background null. So you can see now inside here. Later when you run it, you wouldn't see the block. Okay? So done. Right? So the rest is to add the action for the button. Right? You want to click, then go to the scan. Right? Now you don't have it on the menu already, right? You don't have it on the bottom navigation menu. Right? What you do is you need to add a button click listener to your button. You need to add a button click listener to navigate to the scan. Right? So what happens is we can actually, okay, for the navigation graph, right? For the navigation graph also we need to do a bit of modification. Let me see. Oh, no need. They want more navigation graph, just leave it. Leave it. Okay, what we do is now for this button, we need to add on the activity. Okay, here, right? On the activity, main activity on create method. So what we do here is right? So we want to find the view by ID. So it is actually a floating action button. Floating action button. We find the view by ID dot FAB. Okay, so find the fact. Right, so fact is a button. So set on click listener. So just set an on click listener. When people click, what do you do? As I mentioned just now, we can use a nav controller to navigate. So as people click the scan button, so what do we do? Nav controller dot navigate. Navigate to where? The ID is what? Just now the navigation graph, right? The ID is scan. So we navigate to the scan. ID dot scan. Right, that's all. Yeah, now we add this action. Now because we cannot depend on the bottom navigation view already, so we need to add the action ourselves in the code. Okay, still done. Done. Or you want to do anything also can. You can pop out a menu or something like that. Right, just add it here. Like the on click listener. Right, so let me run and show you what happened. Okay, so that now the navigation menu is changed to this view already. With a button in the middle and the menu left and right. Okay, so let's run. See what happens. Because the button color and so on, you can change the icon color also. We can modify so that it doesn't look dark color. If your background, the button background is dark color, then your icon can be white color, bright color. Okay, let's run first and test it. Installing. Right, so remember what you need to do to modify is to go to your code, add in the add bar, bottom add bar control. Right, put your navigation view within your bottom add bar. Right, and then after that, do a floating action button, and most importantly, you anchored your button to the anchored 是把它装进去 anchored your button to the bottom navigation bar. You work like that, right? And then a bit of logic to add to your button and to your menu. Right, the menu you don't put the title, right? Because you don't want to show title and icon on the one in the middle. Just make it not showing. Right, that's all. Okay, let's. Yeah, quite nice, right? Again, you go home and you click scan. 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 Okay, let's say the icon is not nice, right? Icon you make it white, right? So the icon when you create it, you do create another icon which is white color. Or you can think the icon actually. Okay, like here. Floating action button, right? Let's try without the changing the icon. Icon thing, right? You can think it should be foreground. It's foreground thing, right? Should be foreground thing. Let's just test lah. I also can't remember. Okay, white color. Use white. Add a thing to it. Let's test only lah. I don't know whether correct or not. Just test. Ideal one, you think it with white, and then the best is you do an icon this white color, then it will be natural. Let's try. This is the last for today. Today we can finish slightly earlier than usual. Right, we have learned how to do a bottom navigation view. Next week we are going to add option menu to the menu, overflow menu. Add something onto the action bar. Okay, now let's test if the bottom navigation menu action button with color. The thing color, the thing, whether that's how I change it to. Doesn't work. Okay, it's not foreground thing then. Let's try. Thing, just use thing. Normally it's icon thing, but here that is not icon thing. Doesn't work. Okay, never mind. So it's just a matter of changing your background for the, what is that? Your theme color, the theme. This is using applying the secondary color. All right, let us make it back to this. 100. Your icon will look like this. Your button will look like this. Color. Right? It depends on what you want. You can change your icon. So it's done. Right? It's basically done. Right? So remove this thing. Let's see any. Don't have. Icon. Oh no. No. Well, you can experiment for what you want to do design. Nice, right? Right, done. The floating action button anchored to your screen to the bottom navigation. This is a complete tutorial of what you want to do. The rest is up to you how you want to rectify, modify. So the navigation view, right, done. Bottom navigation view. Okay, anything you want to ask? So you create your own fragment, and then you do your design on your specific fragment. Okay, one more thing before we end. So your fragment is part of it will be covered by the screen, right? Because your bottom navigation view has a height, right? So what you do is, if you don't want some of your screen, the last part, the bottom part of it is covered by the bottom navigation view. You have to roughly estimate the height of your bottom navigation view, and then you go to your fragment here. Here your fragment your nav host. Add a margin to the bottom. I didn't mention this now. Add a margin to the bottom. Let's say the height, you expect the height, roughly, the height of the bottom navigation view to be 50 dp, right? 50 pixel. You just do a bottom, you rest your fragment up a bit by 50. Then your content won't be covered. Then in your fragment, you can add, scroll view. So if it is not enough to display the entire screen, this screen, you can add a scroll view inside, right? You can always add a scroll view. So, yeah, you can always put anything you want to display in your scroll view, right? So then be able to scroll, You'll be able to scroll. Okay, this, if you put into a scroll view, this one have to be inside. Your scroll view should be the one that is the center. No, not really. It is cosmetic. You have to modify. Remember, if you want your screen to be scrollable, then you have to add a scroll view to your so-called the fragment layout. There's your another screen that you should design already. In that case, or in that case. Okay, so you might want to change this. If it is scroll view, then change it to linear layout, and here change it to orientation to vertical. Okay, so this one, gravity, I think gravity should be, let me check. Center vertical, let me check whether it's center. Okay, cannot work. Scroll view within the layout vertical. This one should be layout gravity vertical. Yeah, center vertical or just center. Okay. Center vertical and the vertical and I also don't know how to custom. Yeah, okay. We need to do both, right? In order for it to be in the okay, for the case where you change it to linear, and this is scroll view. But normally scroll view works with linear layout, right? So this is one example. Okay, understand? Student, understand? Okay, so any question? Any question? Anything you want to ask that, yeah, that will not, you cannot proceed to do your assignment if you are not sure how to do this so-called bottom navigation view. Okay. Hey, so how many button? I say already, best practice, the icon 3, 4, 5, 3 to 5. The rest, if you have a lot, then next week we are going to see how we can hide it. How we can put it in some other place. For example, in option menu on top or on the drawer, navigation drawer. Okay, so let me give you a sample code. This sample code to you. You can check about. You watch a video again, and then you cross check with the project, and then you know how to do. You learn how to do. All right, today Teachers Day, so let's have an early how to say early end. So actually we have done almost everything already for what I want to teach you today. You can proceed to do your assignment 2. Bear in mind, just a reminder, assignment 2 due is on the 6th of June. Today is 16th of May. You still have half a month. 3 weeks. You still have 还有3个星期 to do your assignment 2, to put in all your screen layout according to your mock-up assignment 1. The marks for assignment 1 I will release next week. Next week I'll put it on Moodle so you can have a look. And then I'll put in some comment also. So bottom navigation view, right? Today and next week we are going to do a few more. And then after that you can just complete the entire app ready with navigation. So this is one of the most important navigation in modern app. Any question? Any question for today? For bottom navigation and also jetpack navigation in general. This is a jetpack way of doing. And please follow this best practice. There are other examples. If you Google, you can find other way of doing fragment, manager, transaction, and so on, which is not so efficient. And a lot more code you need to write, which is not encouraged for now. Previously, it was the way, but now it's no more. Because why? Because you have the facility for you to use navigation graph. So what for you want to do the difficult way, right? Navigation graph is very efficient for you to link out all the screen, right? Using graph, and also in the code you use nav controller. You just need to remember what you need to code the nav controller, and then you can navigate to the screen you want by ID. This ID is actually this ID. This ID in your code. Okay. So if no question, any question? 有问题吗？都会啦 recorded already so you can watch again. I'll put the recording on Twitter and also on media site later. Okay, if you have no question, I'll see you next Monday. So for the next assignment due is 6th of June. So continue to work hard on it. Some students actually face problem, they ask me, so I'll try to help as much as I can. Right, see you next Monday. Right, happy Teachers Day. See you in 1 week's time. This is week 8. Next week we are in week 9 already. Week 9. Right, see you. Okay, take care. Take care. Happy holidays. Supposedly today is a holiday. Okay, so in Malaysia. So